Hey there, plastic junkies. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since I've done an update. Sorry about that. I've been taking care of a few things. I actually have a little bit of a rant. Working on the Tomcat, filling in all the seams and stuff that need to be filled in. Getting ready to put a coat of black down to take care of the canopy rails and everything. Well, I didn't realize that I had a small amount of water in my airbrush. Well, as soon as I sprayed it out, it went on the kit. I dried it off with the towel as quick as I could. Um, Unfortunately, I had to put another layer of putty down on here because the water started eating away at the putty. This stuff's been drying for weeks. It's been curing for weeks. It should have already been set. If you can see right here, this is where I'm going to have to go back and add a little bit more putty to it. But it literally just washed away that little bit of that little area with putty, and it's gone. So I've got to do it again. So even though this stuff is cured, it still breaks down with water. Don't know why, but it does. So I'm thinking, okay, how's this stuff going to react to primer and paint and all this other stuff? Is it going to break down even more? I don't know. Another thing that really got me, working on the body here, the fuselage, the upper and lower sections, did all the work for the intakes, did the engines and everything else, had everything lined up the way the instructions said to line them up. Decided, okay, now it's time for me to put the top on. Put it on, and where the damn bladder bags are, or where they're supposed to go right here, this piece kept hitting the upper part of the engine, where the intake ends and the engine begins on this kit. I did everything I could, dry fitting it wise. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is just a bunch of crap. The thing I like the most about Hasegawa kits is the air intake trunk stops here. Then you have back here where the actual exhaust is. You actually have the part of the engine where the burner can is and everything else. I wish that they would have done this kit the same way, but unfortunately they didn't. So after all that work and painting and getting everything looking the way the GE engine looks, I had to go back and take them out. So basically my intakes, you can see straight through them. As a matter of fact, don't know if you can see or not, but hey, there you go. Kind of pisses me off doing all that work and then having to take them out, which this isn't glued down yet. I'll get to that eventually. As for the wings, I'm going to build them in a little bit, but I'm going to cut this loop here in the instructions right here. Let me get it on camera. That would probably help. Cut right here on both sides so that the wings will actually click in. So whoever gets this kit, I'm going to take the wings out. It's easier for shipping and everything else. But like I said, all this detail work here, gone. It really irritates me. But that's the price of modeling. It is what it is. Other than that setback, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get the exhaust nozzles on, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some FOD covers and just put them on the main intakes and the exhausts. And I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted it to look nice, for people to look down in there and actually see all the detail and the burner and everything else, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way. Another thing I noticed on the kit is these little, well, I call them, well, the nipples. I don't know what you guys want to call them, but there's one here, right here, there's one here, and there's one here. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing a little bit of sanding won't take care of, no problem. But I've never had a kit to have these indentions here. So I think what I'm going to do is, before I go back and putty this kit again, uh, I'm gonna switch out and go to my Tamiya putty, because I can thin it with Lycra thinner and do it that way. Um, I just don't like the smell of it, but you know, I've got to do what I got to do. As you can see, I got everything drilled out here. I'm gonna have to go back and refill this in where it cracked by me taking out the cans, not the cans, but the ductwork for inside. I'm also going to have to do it here too. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a gnarly hole there now, which, you know, it is what it is. I'll fix it, not a problem. I'll go back and rescribe the panel line. I've never ever had this much of an issue with an F14 kit. I've built Tamiya, I've built Hasegawa, I've even built the old Revell monogram kits, and those things are a beast if you don't know how to do them. But I'm just gonna go back and pause this for a few minutes, get some putty down on it, and then when we come back, we'll start building again. I think what I'm going to do is, when the putty starts drying on this, I'm just going to work on the ETs and get them ready to be primered, and then finally probably attach the rails to the kit and leave the tanks separately. Like I said, I've never had any issue with any Tomcat kit that I've ever built. It's all been a learning experience, which, don't get me wrong, I'm cool with it, you know, learning new techniques. One thing I wish they would have done, they give clear navigation lights for the vertical stabilizers and for the wingtip the wingtips, but they don't give clear parts for the side indicators here for port and starboard. So I don't know how I'm going to handle that, or I might just put silver down and then clear over it. I don't know, like a clear red and a clear green. Another thing, I don't know if you guys have ever built this kit or not, but in the bag that they give you, it's just this piece. As you can see, let me grab my stick again. Right here and right here, we're bent up. You know, if they could put something like here to protect these pieces, it would be great. Or, like I said, do like Hasegawa did and cut here and here and then have you attach them. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to take a little pause for the cause here and do some quick puttying, and when we come back, I'll start some more on the build. See you soon. Let me get my freaking remote to work.